Good morning, everybody. It's Dan Campbell with Texas Open Door Realty. Welcome to another edition of The Happy Homeowner. Today, I'm excited to have my friend James Fosberg here. James has been a vendor that we've used for many years now. He has a company called Chimney, and we're going to talk about what James does. And I tell you what precipitated this, something that I learned about years ago as a plumber, and that is the flammable nature of common dryer vent. I was under a house once when I was about 20 years old as a brand new plumber. I was soldering pipes under a house actually in Amarillo, Texas, and my torch hit up on what I realized after the fact was a huge collection of dryer vent lint that had collected under this house. And when my torch touched this, it was like a small explosion. It just went whoosh and just burned so quick. It was just almost like gasoline, and fortunately it burned so fast that it didn't have a chance to catch the wood on fire. But that's when I realized, wow, dryer vent is very flammable. So is it possible for us, if we don't pay attention to our dryer, is it possible to have a house fire because of a dryer vent that is stopped up with lint?
Yes, you sure can. Lint will build up in your dryer vent pipe over time. It's just the materials that comes out of your clothes. So it's good to have it cleaned out, probably depending how many times you run your dryer. I would say 2 to 3 years. If you have a lot of kids, maybe every year.
Okay.
But you want to check out your dryer vent pipe and see that it's distributing out to the outside. Some of the pipes go to the roof, some of them go to the side of the house, some of them even come through the foundation and go down by the flower bed. So if you're having an experience, some tips would be to if it's taking more than one cycle, then you probably got a clog.
Okay.
And usually, depending on where the pipe is, the longer where the pipe goes up through the roof or the side of the roof, the more likely it's going to clog up faster. Than the best type of pipe would be just right out the back of the dryer to the outside. And you can tell by going outside, if you can find your vent location, see if it's making any noise, or if it's if the flapper's not opening up when the dryer's on. Of course, turn your dryer on first, I guess. So those are a couple tips, I guess, to check out to the dryer. Okay,
great. And so how often should I have my dryer vent cleaned out?
Probably every 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if another thing I've noticed is sometimes in these houses we see that the cap on the outside has deteriorated, or the birds have literally pecked it where it's broken, and then they'll build birds' nests in there. So what happens? Can that be a problem as well?
Yes, Dan, a good point. Always check your dryer vent pipe from the top or the bottom side where it comes out, and make sure it's got a shield on there to protect against birds, animals getting in there. So that's always an important inspection to do, at least every few months, to make sure that shield's on there okay. So you don't get lint built up with a bird nest in there, or a rodent possibly getting inside there. So,
rodent, wow, okay.
Yeah,
rodents can climb up walls, can't they?
Yeah, they can come inside the house too. If your pipe's not hooked up real properly, they can come inside and surprise attack you.
So it sounds like it's a good idea for me to have a professional like you come out and check all that and make sure everything is good. What's the price range on that, James?
Probably a $25, if you're close, within 25 miles of Austin, $25 just to check it out and make sure your pipe's working okay and hooked up behind your dryer.
Wow, that's very reasonable.
Yes.
And then if you have to clean it out, how much?
Well, again, depending on 1-story, 2-story, where your location is, $95 to $175, $200.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, depending on how long it is.
Right. Sometimes you don't know till you get in there. You can spend 20 minutes, you can spend an hour and a half. Just depends on if the pipe's straight or if it makes a lot of turns, and it could take a while.
And so, do you put like like we have sink cables go through drains? Do you have a cable that goes through and cleans out the dryer vent?
I have a rod system. It's got a brush on the end. It's like a it's got buttons like a pup tent.
Okay.
And you just pop the thing together. It's 3 feet. Each rod is 3 feet long, and I keep going from usually behind the dryer all the way to the roof, and I come down, or if I run into some resistance, and I go down from the roof or the side of the house back down to the dryer. And then sometimes I have to run a drill to spin that lint out, because sometimes it's real hard. If it's been clogged up for a while, it's real hard to get out.
All right, very good. So, James, if I need to call you to come and do my dryer vent, how do I contact you?
I have a couple phone numbers I can give you. My home line is 512-835-7255.
835-7255.
Right, and
Okay.
I have an answering service there, and it will give you my cell phone number.
Okay.
And I can give that out to you now if you need that. It's 512-577-7690. Either one of those numbers, and if not, just call the home number, and there's a recording to give you that cell phone number again.
Okay, that's great. Now I know that Chimney Works you do other things as well. What are some of the other services that Chimney Works provides people that someone in our audience might be interested in?
Okay, dryer vents. If you need a bird guard protector on there, I can do
Bird
that.
guard, okay.
You
just did that for me.
Yeah.
At one of my houses.
Yes. And sometimes you have lots of vents on the side of the house, and it may take a few bird guards, because the birds not only get into the dryer vent pipe, but they will also get into other pipes along there too.
Okay, good point.
But bird guard installation, hoses, and I don't do the doing the pipes on the roof, because it runs into an issue with the roof and the shingles, and I don't want to have a customer come back and say, well, my roof is leaking now since you put that better dryer vent pipe on top of my roof. So
got it.
So mainly hoses and dryer vents.
So dryer vent hose.
Dryer vent hose, and then bird guards, and then cleaning your dryer vents.
Okay.
And
as far as other services that Chimney Works does, you mentioned before we went on the air that there are some other things that, as time allows, you also do. So do you want to mention some of those?
Being on top of the roof and look at the chimney, sometimes your limbs, people have tree limbs that can be dangerous, and will sometimes take off your cap if you don't have your trees pruned back. So I do that too, pruning trees off the roof. We also kind of expanded out to landscape work. Brick walls, flagstone, rocks, gravel, mulch, and trimming bushes. Since we trim trees, we trim bushes also. Okay,
wow, that's great. These are things that a lot of my clients, they ask me all the time, who do you know that does this and
One
this?
One job leads to another.
So that's great. I need to remember that you do. I didn't even know you did some of those things. So that's awesome. Well, listen, it's been great to have you today, and thank you, James, very much for being with us. James Fosberg of Chimney Works. And so we'll put his contact info on this video as well. But if you need to contact me, Dan Campbell, Texas Open Door Realty, you can reach us at dan@texasopendoor.com, or my phone number 512-699-7082. And we look forward to helping you guys out. And this has been another edition of the Happy Home Owner. Thank you.